The Barn and the Book. Chapter 6. Part 1. The children surged up the stairs from the classroom and poured out the door, struggling into their coats as they ran. Elias led the way, shouting for Sam. "Sam, where did you go? What's happening? Sam?" Grace's legs were much shorter than Elias's legs, but she grabbed 2 big handfuls of skirt, one on each side, and ran as hard as she could to keep up. "Sam!" shouted Grace. "Sam, I want to see too!" "Yippee!" cried Matthew, running in circles. "We escaped from Sunday school!" Elias turned and ran backwards, grinning at his brother. "Good thing Macrina's not here today." Matthew roared and beat his chest with both fists. Elias laughed. "Look, there's Sam!" Grace swerved wildly, and now she was leading the way, with Elias and Matthew running behind her. The other children had forgotten what they came outside for, and were starting a game of tag on the brown grass between the church and the nuns' quarters. "The parents are going to catch them," panted Elias, looking back at his classmates. "Too bad they didn't come out to help with the goats like us," laughed Matthew. In front of them, Grace suddenly stopped short. Elias and Matthew flung themselves sideways and crashed onto the grass, just missing her. "What on earth is wrong with you, Grace?" Elias rolled over and sat up, rubbing his elbow. "I just thought." Grace's eyes shone. "This could be my story for the book." "Huh?" Matthew stared at her. "What book?" "You know, the book for the monastery celebration." "Oh, I forgot about that," said Matthew. He stood up. "Look, they caught the goats already without us." "What?" Elias leaped up. "No way." He looked around. A few yards ahead of them, Sister Catherine and Sam were leading 2 frisky goats through the gate of the animal farm. Saucer was prancing behind them, nipping at the heels of the goats and racing around so quickly Elias couldn't believe that no one had stepped on him. "Wow," said Elias. "We missed it." "Doesn't matter," replied Matthew. "Either way, we got out of Sunday school." "Yeah," Elias nodded, resting his hands on his hips. "But I wish we could have helped." Grace was scrabbling through her coat pockets, paying no attention to either of them. "I had a paper in here. Where's my paper?" "What paper?" asked Matthew. "This paper," Grace crowed triumphantly. She pulled a folded piece of paper out of her coat pocket. 2 flat rocks and a broken pencil stub tumbled out with it. On one side of the paper was a map she had been given to color in Sunday school. The other side was blank. "Now, I just need a pencil." She picked up the stub from the ground, saw that the point was broken, and began searching her pockets again. "Would this work?" Elias fished a ballpoint pen out of his pocket. It had no lid, and one end of it had been chewed. "Perfect!" beamed Grace. She sat down on the path, tucked her feet under her skirt, and smoothed the paper across her knee. "Quiet now. I need to concentrate when I write." Matthew and Elias looked at each other. "One day," muttered Grace, saying each word slowly so that she could write as fast as she was talking. "One day at the monastery." "That's going to take a while," said Matthew to Elias. "Uh-huh." Grace looked up. "It's okay. They always paint buildings forever. I have time. As long as I don't freeze solid sitting on this cold path." "Good luck with that," said Elias. "Come on, Matthew. Let's go find out what everyone else is doing." "Goats, goats, goats," whispered Grace to herself. "I wonder if I spelled monastery the right way. It looks weird." She did not even notice that the boys had gone. Murmuring each word carefully and drawing little pictures of the funny parts, Grace wrote the first part of her story, the part she had seen with her own eyes. Then she folded the paper and stuffed it, together with the pen, into her pocket. She stood up. "Now I can go ask Sam about it. He can tell me what happened before I got out here." Grace skipped along the path, humming a little tune that went up and down but never quite turned into a song that anyone else would recognize. When she reached the gate to the animal farm, Sister Catherine was just coming out of it. Sam had stayed behind with Saucer, near the doghouse. "Goodbye, Sam," said Sister Catherine, closing the gate. "You've got about an hour until the parents will be finished painting. Come inside if you feel too cold." Sam nodded. "Hi, Sam. Hi, Sister Catherine." Grace ran the last few steps and climbed onto her favorite perch on the gate. "Did you get all your goats back?" Sister Catherine smiled. "We did. Sam and Saucer rounded them up and brought them safely home." I'm writing a story about it for the book, announced Grace, clutching the top bar of the gate and dancing her feet around on the middle bar. That will be nice, said Sister Catherine. Elias might be writing a story. He hasn't decided. Macrina's writing a story too, continued Grace, and she thinks hers will be better than mine. Sam frowned. Macrina always thinks she's better than everyone. Let's try to keep a friendly spirit, you two, Sister Catherine smiled at them. I'm sure you and Macrina will both write good stories in your different ways. Yes, but only one gets to go in the book, Grace pointed out. Yes, but all the stories will be copied and shared with our guests at the celebration, Sister Catherine reminded her. So I hope everyone in your class writes one. I'm off to help with the painting. I had to lay my brush right down and run when I saw those 2 goats escaping. Sam sat down next to Saucer. Bye, Sister Catherine. I'll see you later, Sam. Grace watched Sister Catherine walk away. Then she turned back to Sam.